Number 1196, built by Keith. Atlanta, Georgia. Asheville, North Carolina. In fact, every 8 billion my people, your people, benefit from the use of godsconstitution.org, which is all part of a single umbrella of no crime society, no political parties, no stock options, no insider day trading, no manipulation of our market caused by your direct action of unocracy.org. It's the only system in world history. We control the projects, the next best projects to benefit our community. We command the leaders. If we don't like the leaders, we replace them with Evote.one. Never been done before. The current leaders are committing genocide, called weapons of mass destruction, of hearsay and legalized embezzlement. They've manipulating our markets to such an extreme level, there's no hope for survival of 8 billion people. All it requires is a single nuclear bomb, poison the water, poison the food, weaponize the DNA of the viruses of COVID-20. We're the only person in world history sent by God, apparently, to be persecuted and threatened by Robert D. Rose, Douglas Vernon Duncan, 130 people at DuncanClaim.org. See, we asked for Federal Witness Protection Program so many times way back in 2009 through 2011, October 3rd. And they were most brutally, viciously kidnapped by orders of Robert D. Rose and the people that he had paid off inside of our USA government, which is the IRS, the FBI, the Attorney General, U.S. Marshals, and even inside the military. Rose is the worst international criminal terrorist with a $200 million bounty on his head, and this goes all the way back to 2014. As soon as I accidentally got dumped, and everything was sealed, of course, by Raymond Jackson in Norfolk, Virginia, 411 CR 112 conspiracy to murder Keith Duncan. Well, that was the end of their story because they thought they would escape justice, including federal judges, state judges, district attorneys, police. Everybody who lined up in front of me violated the 14th Amendment, called now DueProcessLaw.org. See, we have all the other solutions, including every single military in the world now goes back to be only National Guard under your community control. No more Commander-in-Chief. Or did I say Commander-in-Chief or Commander-in-Chief? A little bit humorous, because all they do is wage war. Oh, we've got to stomp out communism. Oh, we must invade the next country so that we can take over the oil. Well, it's all about them. It's never about you. It never has been. For 6,000 years, you've been brainwashed at every level to divide and conquer. Only protect the people that have your genetic heritage. Oh, you're Muslim. Oh, you're Jewish. Oh, you're Russian. Oh, you're American. Oh, you're German. Oh, you're black. You're Indian. That's the number one problem in the world, is apathy, ignorance, and the original 7 deadly sins, including apex predator, greedy. So everything I put in place is the perfected utopia of no more crime, no more political parties. No one can spin the news to make the market go up or down. That's why they're called pirates of the high sea. You get it? Pirates of the high corporate world. I call them CoPirates. And I completely state the most obvious solution, Evote.one and FOIA.ONE. See, anyone who screams privacy is obviously hiding their own crimes, and they never pay back restitution. And that's the whole system of SolutionJudge.com and SolutionManifesto.com, emphasized so many times, and yet nobody pays attention. to where their assets are entrusted. To who? The wealth managers, the brokers of the world, the politicians. You're putting 50 to 60% of your earned dollar directly into the system, which is a pass-through that goes right around the corner, straight back into a corporate executive bonus pocket called backpocketing, graft, kickbacks. We just call it legalized racketeering, legalized embezzlement. And people go, oh, you're sad. Oh, you got a mental disorder. Oh, you have to take a pill. You got to go smoke some weed. You got to get drunk. You got to take fentanyl or crystal meth, or you got to go get some sex. Go hire a prostitute to relieve your pain. Well, then it just gets worse. The two things that have caused poverty and wars has always been sex, prostitution, and drugs. No one can name anything more critical, and cyber criminals are actively pulling data and money out of our banks and our stock market and our government databases, because these are your databases. It's your information, your data. So we've already designed super artificial intelligence called digital peer-to-peer networking, and that was back in 1976. Support us and buy, literally, our $40 billion portfolio of patents, copyrights, information, but particularly the methodology of teammoneymachine.com that we gave to Peachtree Road United Methodist Church. And even they attempted to ban us from our very own church way back on May the 7th, 2023. So call up Senior Pastor Bill Britz. We posted him, and we sent him an email again today going, why did a single person complain that we asked everyone to adhere to the Great Commission, which is go forth and make disciples of God, which used to be disciples of Christ. We even have disciplekeith.com, and I even created disciplesofkeith.org to be the forerunners of you take care of your own community issues with peacesummit2020.com. I'm all over the internet. Can't be any more powerful of teaching the world that you have to morally take care of your own problems, which is 5steps.life, solutiondrugs.com, which is headed up, I hope, by Tom Hegg. His phone number's there. And take down these criminals. You have every right to put a bounty on the head of a bad person collectively through FOIA.ONE, which is the world's last open public library of Keith.org. Yes, I even have that. Replaces every database in the world, and we digitize everything in the world because you now control the leaders. You decide the next project, and the only people who know how to solve problems are the engineers, the scientists, the professors, the researchers, the developers, the entrepreneur people like J.R. McNair and what used to be CEOspace.net. They won't call me back either. No one will call me back despite I'm talking to the congressman. Can't get hold of any presidents, including President Biden, and I even wrote my very first letter to President Obama when I'd been kidnapped and was viciously being persecuted and almost murdered, Norfolk, Virginia, 411 CR 112. That's still at DuncanClaim.org, which is the most profitable press conference generator and seed fund for you to complete the rest of unocracy.org. Call us. My number's all over the internet. I have nothing to hide, and I'm sick and tired of all these idiots. 196, built by Keith. The most powerful revolution in world history has always been unocracy.org. The metaphysics is that everything is connected in God's reality. We're currently being run right here by a group of terrorists and criminals, can't call them anything less, who already control the entire world. The The answer is that all leaders are now highly paid project manager consultants. Revolutionary because we control the project, choose the next project, and we pick every leader in the world. This is Keith Duncan from News1.Foundation, but it's also usnews.org. Now, the other answer is that what's the same system? It's the old tribal system from prehistoric days. We pick the project, we pick the leaders. This is the most revolutionary way to protect our lives and command total reform by re-educating 8 billion people known as God's children. People still simply do not know who is my Father God. And we'll also have no more Wall Street, no more publicly traded anything, only privately owned corporations, no mega banks, only local credit unions. Therefore, we have no taxes, no politics, no cybercrime, definitely no more political parties because they're only partying on we, the people's money. And it goes back to the God's people. We're under one umbrella, which is fortune1.org. And it's all about 3 simple, perfected, simple steps. We're not making excuses. You are at every single level. And there it is. Same system. All problems are solved by we the people proxy system. It's based upon God's Constitution, which replaces every known man-made law. In world history, it's the original IC stand, which is legally binding contracts, would have generated $8 million per month. There's your team money machine, which is your basic financial literacy. This is your free school education system worldwide that ties directly into solution military. No more commander-in-chiefs. No more commander-in-chiefs either. And we even have the investment1.org. There's your onenews.foundation. And of course, we now legally pass judgment on anyone around the world, again with Evote.one. It's the only universal system to stabilize God's economy. And here's the utopia of the energy system. I'm the only person in world history that has created a new economic system that everyone benefits forever. Unlimited water, unlimited electricity owned by each of you. No more Georgia Power, no more Edison, no more anyone can control our natural resources. We're the number 1 most green group in the world. This is the other system. Everyone will now go by a single international ID, the country you're born in, your birthday, there's mine, -1, which returns an integrity rating, so everyone knows who is who, and particularly their integrity rating. If they're below 0, well, if they're 0, they're not in the database, so we put them in the database. Never been concerned about privacy versus public. Only privacy is declared by criminals, plain and simple. And here's the end result in one little paragraph of what the world needs and must have today. Call Keith Duncan. My number's right there because I've yet to have a single person represent my life after 120 people literally tried to kill me because I was God sent as the only person in world history, obviously, most clearly stated, who's provided a new economic system. And that was the reason I was kidnapped, almost murdered by Robert D. Rose, and particularly by Douglas Vernon Duncan, who's still alive, Amy Rose, Judge Jackson in Raymond Asshole, and I use the word asshole specifically, Jackson, federal judge, no more appointed federal judges or even Supreme Court justices worldwide. Join us today and call us and book our services. We're the wealthiest group in world history of multi-billionaires, $40 billion that we're selling off so that we can finally perfect Unocracy.org once every one of you perfect better solutions. It's always about process improvement using 5steps.life. Number 1195, built by Keith, is the most famous broadcast in world history of God's Unocracy.org, now solutionmanifesto.com. We pick every project in the world. We pick every single leader in the world with the use of Evote.one and our simple database. We are news1.foundation and fortune1.org. Pause and see this is the only solution in world history to eliminate all the financial economic warlords, including Putin, Chinese Communist Party, millions of criminals that roam freely because of your apathy. June 27th, 2023. The Metaphysics.Foundation is God's reality of your New World No Crime System. Here is DuncanClaim.org, a perfected $500 million lawsuit that must be signed by you. Stage mass protest rallies today and demand that Keith Duncan be protected. We even have the website yodakeith.org, and the other systems are all there right in front, gifted to all humanity.